Hey guys.
Welcome to Behind the Sign
Podcast.
It's your girl Shawnte the Realtor and
Courtney here to give you all the deets on what goes on behind the sign.
Behind the sign, yeah. We see the glossy frame, but we're shifting the lens. Where the hustle starts and the blueprint begins. Two agents, one mission, keeping it real. The soul of the story, the heart of the deal. Real conversations behind the sign.
today we are on episode 7.
Siete.
Yes, can you believe we are on lucky number 7?
Number 7.
We are so excited that you decided to tune in, hang out with us yet again. And we are talking about today the pros and cons of purchasing a resale home
versus new construction.
Yes. And we are going to just kind of give you options, because there's no right or wrong way to purchase a house. It's
just what's good for you as an individual, right?
Yeah. For you as an individual at whatever part of your life.
Yeah.
This time you might feel resale-ish. Another time you might feel
you want something new. Brand new.
New. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it.
Let's get into these, hot, quick tips to help them out. So what do you feel, Shawnte, is the number one thing or difference as between new construction versus resale?
Well, I would say the obvious. You're buying something new. Something new that no one has ever lived in. Sometimes, depending on the builder, you can customize this home from the beginning, from dirt, and be able to get everything your mind and your heart desire, if you can afford it, by the way. But it can happen, and that speaks to people's souls sometimes when you want to purchase a new home and just, I've met clients, they're like, I don't want to live where somebody else lives. I want to christen in my own house, which is perfectly fine. And if you are like a extreme germaphobe, you are going to be anal about every little thing, new construction might be for you.
Right. And here's the thing, I completely agree with you on the new construction and you're the first owner that has been in this property. But one of the things that I think people may need to think about is it comes at a higher price, right? Sometimes it comes at a premium price.
It's not free.
If you're not buying an inventory home and let's say you're building from ground up and you're trying to customize this home and you're trying to choose all of your options, you may have to pay for a lot premium. And people really don't know about lot premiums. When you buy new construction, you don't just pay for the house, you actually pay for the lot versus a resale. It's already kind of tied in there. You don't have to worry about that premium lot price.
You don't.
And, all the incentives and things that go into like a new construction home. So that's one of the, I feel like, biggest things that, although you're the first time owner, you do have to take in consideration some of those added costs that comes with purchasing a new construction home.
Right. And as she mentioned about the premium prices, what is that? What makes this premium lot more expensive than the other? Cul-de-sac, corner lot.
Yep.
They both cost you money because people love to be at the end of the street, no back neighbors, all the cool stuff.
Well, you may want to be on the water.
Oh,
that's a premium lot.
That is premium, like water. Hey, you
look in your backyard, be like, oh my God, this view is so nice.
You got to pay for a good view. So there's definitely additional costs that come to having that type of premium lot. And with a resale home, as you mentioned, you don't have to.
There's no separation in the lot. It's already added into the house. And so again, it just really boils down to your life, your lifestyle, where you are in life, and what makes sense to you at that particular time when you're purchasing your house.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'll say too, even flipping over to resale side, one cool thing about purchasing a resale is you get the perks of if they updated the kitchen, if they added a pool. Many homes do not come with pools, by the way.
Right.
They don't. You if you see a house with a pool, that's because the buyer, the homeowner, added that pool, added that outdoor cooking, the grill, the
kitchen area,
the pergola, all the fun stuff that you're like, ooh, that looks so amazing. That is done after you've already purchased the home. So if you get a home, a resale home that already has the upgrade, already has this fancy stuff that you envision and you wanted to do, but you just didn't want to do it, and you want to buy a home already, that's the way.
That's a buy-in. It's a bonus, right?
It's
like
a bonus.
it's, the resale homes, that adds character to a house, versus new construction. If you say, well, hey, I want a pool. Don't you have a client right now that's paying for a pool to go into a new construction home?
Yeah.
Versus if she would have purchased a house that, was resale and already had a pool into it, you wouldn't have to worry about that added cost. But with a new construction home, you do. On a resale, you don't. It's already added into whatever that sales price is listed. It's already there. So those things are just added bonuses that you don't have to pay extra for when you purchase a resale home.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But again, it's always up to preference, because you always have to know who you are as a person. Right. And everybody don't want to add all the things. If you have the money to do certain things, why not? Because another cool thing about buying new construction is, even though you are going to pay a premium price, the flip side of that is when you buy a new construction, they typically come with many, many incentives that you do not get with a resale. Yes, we're going to ask for concessions and money for closing, but that is probably going to be less amount than what the incentives that a builder
can offer you.
It can go, we can start at 20,
30,000.
30, 40, 50. I've seen $80,000 in concessions, which is pretty amazing. I think we did a Steal and Deal and property tour recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it was a lot of additional money. Mm-hmm. So that is kind of a weighing factor on what could work, what cannot. It all really depends on preference.
Yeah.
As well.
Absolutely. And it boils down to your real estate professional being able to help you navigate and seeing where that money goes for you, whether it's going to be on the front end, the back end, what it looks like. Do you want these things now? Or are you willing to compromise? Mm-hmm. So we're there as your real estate professionals to help you be able to make the most sound decision, throughout the process.
Yeah.
So,
and the thing is too, with a resale home, many people who love resale homes love it because of the characteristics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Many new homes, no matter which builder you go with, they are still borderline similar for some, the open concept. Now, open concept is a thing. Right. So if you walk into a home and it's not open, you're like, oh, when people are renovating homes, they are renovating it and they're taking out a wall, making it
more open, more natural light. That's what people are, really loving nowadays is the natural light, the high ceilings, the tall windows, all of that good stuff. So
they love that. But then at the same time, people also love the characteristics of the nooks, the archways, the rounded edges, how big the rooms in some of these resale homes are much, much bigger
than the new construction
homes. So you kind of definitely get more bang for your buck sometimes in a resale home that really works really well and brings certain characteristics that are no longer even here, you know.
And one of the things that I want to share or say about new construction, because you guys know we do our content every single week. And it was last week that we filmed a single flat Chestmar home. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that really draws buyers in is that when you go into these new homes, you have all the bells and whistles and all the stuff on the wall.
You want
all
everything.
The extra stuff. And it's just like, is that standard? Is that standard? You have to ask those questions when you go on a new construction home. Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, that's not standard, but this is. But that's not standard, but this is. And the reality is you're going to have to pay. You may fall in love with that wall and how they created that wall. Mm-hmm. Or you may fall in love with these light fixtures and how they, made this this home look very, the aesthetics of the home look really, really good.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you are going to, want to have those things that you're going to have to pay for versus in a resale home. When you go in, what you see is what you get.
What you see is what
they're not going to add, an extra $10,000 because you have a pergola at the back, or an extra $14,000 because they have, engineered wood floors. So
correct. And the thing is, to your point, number one, if you are not following Shawnte the Realtor or Courtney
Henton _ Texas Realtor.
Please do, because we do content every week, and you will be able to see some of these homes that we were speaking of.
Yeah.
But going back to that home, that home, I believe he said it was about $90,000 in upgrades. Which means that home was heavily upgraded, and it was beautiful. We both fell in love with the house.
Yeah,
we're like,
I want a Lauren now.
Like, I want one. I want that house. But that's plus $90,000 in upgrades.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you can get the floor plan at a basic level, but when you walk in and you're like, this doesn't really look like
what I saw
that I thought I wanted, so those are also things to definitely consider.
Yeah.
So you do have to just kind of weigh it out to see what works, what doesn't work, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then to close out that point, one of the biggest things about, she said, the $90,000 worth of incentives, like if you see these things, the flooring, the fixtures, whatever, a lot of times when buyers may be struggling to decide on how much they want to spend up front, it's when you get the resale home, I always say, hey, you can come in and add your fixtures and your fans and this and that at a much lower cost. When you go through a builder, the prices are going to be a little bit higher just because of the vendors that they work with versus if you do your stuff yourself, you get a contractor or whoever to come out, it's definitely going to,
they come with premium.
It's going to save you some money in the end. So just want to throw that out there.
Facts on facts.
All right. So what about this next point? On a resale home, you typically have a quicker closing, right?
You do?
Yeah.
30 days. Typically.
Sometimes it can be 2 weeks, depending on if you're paying cash.
If you're paying cash, we're going to get it done in 2 weeks. But typically, if you see a home and you like it, we're going to write an offer. You love it and you want to write an offer for it, then we're going to write an offer. And ideally, you can close within 30 days. So it's pretty quick. New construction, we got some time. Even if the new builder is selling an inventory home,
right,
you still have some time. They're typically not really 30 days. It's usually they might have 1 or 2 houses, maybe if it's an inventory home that's ready to move in, you can close in 30 days. But outside of that, if you're going to build, it's, some builders, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. If it's a custom build, it could be 9 months or 12 months. So that's the biggest, I think, flex with having a resale home is that, especially depending on your timing, you can close super quick. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So it all depends on time and when you need to move and how urgent and so forth like that. But if you know you want new construction, the time it matters for you to make that decision to pull the plug, so you can lock in whatever price they're going to sell that home for at that time. Because if you purchase a home and you get in it built and 9 months later, that same house 9 months later is a different price.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't, locked in that price previously. So you have to plan ahead.
Yeah. So definitely let's talk real quick about locking in a price. A lot of times people think, okay, well, hey, I do want a new home, but I'm 6 months out. I have some credit stuff that I have to work on. I have all these things. One of the things that I really stress to buyers is if you have these things you're going to work on, we can definitely help you with it, but lock in now. Like Shawnte said, get the contract now, put your earnest money down now, because if you wait 4 or 5 months down the line, that house is not going to be the same price. Just like interest rates change all the time, so do the cost of the new homes,
Yeah, they do. Because it's all supply and demand. When more people are buying the homes, many homes and builders, they each week is a new incentive, and they will increase the home price or drop the price. They might have a home of a week. So that home of the week, for example, might be a much, much lower price. But that's just that one house that week. The next buyer come to buy that same house paying a different price.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, you just have to get in where you fit in. Get your deal and steal or your steal and deal whenever you see it. Because if it's a steal, if it sounds like a steal, you might want to get it.
It's just like going to Marshall's and shop, right? Or TJ Maxx to shop. And you go in there and you see something, oh, it's real cute. I like it.
It ain't gonna be
and then you was like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend this money today. I want to save it. And then you go back the next week and you looking in that same section for that little piece. Baby, it's gone.
It's a snooze.
It's the same thing with houses. Like, I think we have made up this idea in our head that, hey, the house is going to be there. It's going to be the same price. Everything going to be the same. Nothing's going to change. That's not true. It changes all the time, guys. And we really want to just stress that and just make sure that we educate our people out there because, our goal is to help you and your goal is to trust us to help you. So we're never going to steer you wrong.
Now, we'll say this too. Resale versus new construction as far as location. Mm-hmm. Many of the resale homes are in prime locations, because the city expands and it goes out. And more of the suburban homes are in further out locations. Right. So sometimes when people are used to living in the city, they have to become accustomed to even moving out to these new construction communities. Right. And especially if you want to be in a community environment, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be further out. Now, if you're going to do new construction townhome community, they do have many, many locations within the city.
In the loop, yeah.
In the loop. But now one thing you have to think about for that is how well do you like the location? How comfortable do you feel in the location? Because I run into situations with my buyers that it's a new home, they love it, but then it's in a regentrification area, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I love the location. Is it gated or is it not? Is it a freestanding builder or is it a community? Is it gated? So all of those things are kind of tricky as well, but some of the older resale home communities are actually in very established communities. They're just have better locations. So
right. I agree. Completely agree.
Well, I would say we could talk about maybe smart home features. The new homes, most of the new homes are basically every year, just like people, us, everything, there's always something new that comes out. So every time you buy a new home, you're going to have the top of the code, all the energy efficient.
Yeah, that's a big thing now.
Yeah, it's a big thing. So pretty much most new homes, all new homes are built up. They have to be built up to code. Right. So they are built with the newest technology and so forth like that. Sometimes with resale homes, when that home was built at that time, it was up to code. But as time goes on, as things happen, and all that, the codes and the requirements do change. Yeah. So you might purchase a resale home that might have an old system that is no longer in code. So if you purchase that home, such as, what is it, the galvanized plumbing system.
Right.
That's a big one. That we know. If we buy this home, I always tell my buyers, like, hey, it's built in this time.
Right.
It's this is gonna come back on the report. The plumbing system works fine. It's not saying it's broken.
Right.
Because a lot of times, just because it's old does not mean it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the old school washer and dryer, not the front loaders, because the front loaders, they don't have 9 lives. They got short lives. The old school white washer and dryers, somehow
they last forever.
Baby, they last forever.
Really all appliances, if you want to be honest.
Really?
Refrigerators, microwaves, like Yeah.
The old stuff does. I mean, so we're giving you both sides.
Yeah.
You know, you want new because it's new and all of this and all of that. But we just want to point out when it comes to.
It's a good point. It's really a good point because you have to think about it like if you buy a resale, and let's say, for example, you're a first time home buyer and you buy a resale, this may be your first home. And let's just hypothetically say, you know, hey, you're planning on staying in this house for 5 years, 8 years, or whatever. And then you decide to sell, you now become the seller on that side. One of the things that you have to think about is things that you may not have changed or that weren't changed when you bought the house. Maybe that new buyer is going to want to come in and say, well, hey, I do want, you know, a new piping system, or I do want, you know, an energy efficient home or whatever. And so those are things to really kind of consider when you purchase a resale home versus a new home, that you as a new owner, you are going to have to, you know, upgrade and do some additions, which is great because
it gives your house more value.
It gives your house more value.
And sometimes that's kind of the cool part of buying a resale home.
Yeah.
You know,
you create your own space.
Right. You can create your own thing. You make it, you can do your own upgrades. You can upgrade the floors. I always tell buyers whenever it's time to purchase a new home and it has carpet, I'm like, that's an easy fix.
Easy fix.
Painting the cabinets, that's an easy fix.
Easy fix.
Adding hardware, that's an easy fix.
Yep. Changing light fixtures, fans, easy fix.
It really is. It really is.
And at a lower cost. So
much lower.
Those are the things that I really think make a big difference in a person, you know, knowing where you are, knowing what you want, and then making the most wise decision on whether you want new or resale.
Either or. Totally your choice. And that's just what you have, you know. So you can start off one way, go the other. Maybe you want to start new, then go resale, or start resale, then go new. Yep. You can do both. There's no right or wrong answer to choosing. Just choose whatever works best for you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that concludes episode number 7. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this and that you've gotten a little bit more information about, you know, whether or not you want to go resale or you want to be the first homeowner in that new home. So as you know, if you have questions, you can always reach us on YouTube, and just look out soon because we're going to be streaming on some more
platforms. Yes. We are. So be sure to just click like, subscribe, share this video if you know of anyone that can benefit from this information. And we just enjoy coming in, chit-chatting with you.
Yes.
And
thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Behind the sign, yeah. We see the glossy frame, but we're shifting the lens. Where the hustle starts and the blueprint begins. 2 agents, 1 mission, keeping it real. The soul of the story, the heart of the deal. Real conversations behind the sign.